Until the Last Breath, Part 2. The hospital room was quiet, almost too quiet, as Amelia sat by Daniel's bedside. Machines beeped steadily, oxygen hissed softly, but it all felt surreal, like a cruel dream she couldn't wake from. Daniel lay pale and still, his body broken from the collapse. His hand, warm but weakening, rested in hers. "Hey, love," his voice rasped, barely a whisper. Tears streamed down Amelia's cheeks. "Don't talk. Save your strength." He shook his head slightly. "I need to say this." His eyes fluttered open, hazy but full of the same love that had lit them from the very beginning. "You're my forever, Amelia. Always have been. Always will be." Her heart splintered. "Don't say goodbye. Please don't." Daniel smiled faintly, his lips trembling. "Not goodbye. Just until." She sobbed, clutching his hand tighter. "I can't do this without you." "You can," he whispered. "Because my love, it's yours. It'll always be with you." His eyes drifted shut, his hand slackened in hers, and the steady beep of the monitor flatlined into silence. Amelia's world collapsed. The days that followed blurred together, funeral arrangements, condolences, endless casseroles delivered by well-meaning neighbors. Amelia floated through it all in a haze, her chest hollow, her body moving on autopilot. The funeral was packed. Firefighters, medics, neighbors, strangers who'd read about his heroism in the papers. People stood up to share stories of Daniel's bravery, his kindness, his sacrifices. Amelia sat in the front row, clutching the locket he'd given her, tears streaming unchecked. None of the stories surprised her. That was just Daniel. That was the man she loved. When it was her turn to speak, she rose on trembling legs. Her voice cracked, but she forced the words out. Daniel was everything. He was laughter in ordinary moments, strength when I had none, light in every darkness. He loved fiercely, and he gave himself to this world in a way I'll never stop admiring. He was my home, and though he's gone, he'll always be my home. The room wept with her. In the weeks that followed, grief became Amelia's shadow. She woke reaching for him, only to find cold sheets. She cooked meals she couldn't eat, washed mugs still stained with his coffee. Everywhere she turned, he was there, and yet he wasn't. One night, unable to sleep, she pulled the napkin list from Daniel's wallet. Her tears blurred the ink, but the words glowed like promises unfinished. See the northern lights, dance lessons, yellow house, grow old together. Her chest caved with the realization. Half their dreams would remain undone. But another thought slipped in, quiet but insistent. Maybe she could carry them forward. Maybe she could live enough for both of them. It was the first spark of something other than sorrow. The boy Daniel had saved visited her weeks later, shy and quiet, his mother holding his hand. Amelia knelt to meet his eyes, her throat thick. "My husband. He loved you enough to give everything," she whispered. "Never forget that." The boy nodded solemnly, and for the first time since Daniel's death, Amelia felt something other than pain. She felt pride. Her husband hadn't just died. He'd saved, he'd loved, he'd lived. And that, she realized, was worth carrying forward. Spring arrived slowly that year. The city bloomed with cherry blossoms, the streets alive with laughter. But for Amelia, the season felt muted. Her world still carried the gray weight of absence. And yet, in small, unexpected moments, she began to feel threads of warmth weaving their way back into her heart. It started with the boy Daniel had saved. His mother reached out, her voice trembling with gratitude. "I don't know how to thank you," she told Amelia. "Your husband gave us back our son. We'll never forget what he did." When Amelia met the boy weeks later, he clung shyly to her hand, his eyes wide and alive. Something inside her cracked open, not in pain, but in wonder. Daniel's sacrifice had given this child a chance at life, at future laughter, at dreams. And somehow, knowing that softened the edges of her grief. Amelia began seeking out ways to honor Daniel's memory. She started volunteering regularly at the support group, her voice steadying each time she shared his story. She organized a fundraiser for injured first responders, pouring her energy into something that felt bigger than herself. For the first time since his death, she felt purpose again. Her friends noticed the change. "You're stronger than you think," one of them told her gently. Amelia shook her head. "I'm not strong. I loved him. And I don't want that love to stop doing good, even if he's gone." One evening, she returned to the rooftop where it all began, their place. The city stretched before her, the hum of life moving on, indifferent yet beautiful. She held the napkin list in her hands, its edges worn soft from months of clutching it. "Okay, Daniel," she whispered. "Here's the deal. I'm going to do this list. Every single thing. For both of us." She ticked off the first item a few weeks later. Take dance lessons. It was awkward at first, standing alone in a studio surrounded by couples. But as she moved clumsily to the rhythm, she imagined Daniel beside her, grinning as he tripped over his own feet. She laughed out loud, startling the instructor, and for the first time in months it felt good, really good, to laugh. Then came See the Northern Lights. Amelia booked a trip to Iceland, something she and Daniel had only daydreamed about. Standing beneath the vast sky, colors rippling like liquid fire, she pressed her hand to her locket and whispered, "They're just as you imagined." Tears streaked her face, but they weren't only from sadness. There was awe, too, and gratitude, and a sense that Daniel was there, watching the same sky through her eyes. Months melted into a year. Amelia's grief never vanished. It walked beside her, sometimes silent, sometimes sharp. But she learned to live with it, to let it coexist with the joy she still allowed herself to feel. She filled her life with small acts of love, buying flowers for strangers, volunteering at shelters, calling her parents more often. Each kindness felt like a thread tying her to Daniel, as if through her hands, his heart still worked in the world. And slowly, she began to smile again, not just for him, but for herself. On the second anniversary of his death, Amelia returned to the firehouse. The crew had organized a memorial, unveiling a plaque in Daniel's honor. His name was etched in bronze, a reminder of his sacrifice. As Amelia touched the plaque, a calm settled over her. For so long, she'd been weighed down by what she'd lost. But standing there, surrounded by the people whose lives Daniel had touched, she realized she carried something too. Something unbreakable. Love. The kind that doesn't end with goodbye. That night, back on the rooftop, Amelia opened her journal. She'd started one recently, filling it with letters to Daniel. Some were short. Miss you today. Had pancakes. Thought of you. Others were long, pouring out all the things she wished she could still tell him. Tonight, she wrote slowly, her tears falling onto the page. My love. I'm still here. Still moving. Still trying. You'd be proud, I think. I've done some of our list. I'll do it all, I promise. And when I get scared, I remember how brave you were. Not just the night you died, but every day you chose to love, to give, to keep going despite the weight you carried. Forever was too short with you, but forever lives here, in me. And I'll carry it until my last breath. She closed the journal, lifted her eyes to the stars, and smiled. Amelia knew she would never stop missing Daniel. His absence was stitched into every part of her life. But his presence was too, woven through her memories, her choices, the way she loved the world a little harder because of him. She had loved a hero, She had lost a hero, and she would live to honor a hero. In that, she found her peace. Years later, Amelia kept her promise. She ticked every dream off their list. She traveled. She built a home painted yellow. She laughed. She loved again. Not in place of Daniel, but alongside the memory of him. And every step of the way, she carried him with her. Because some love stories don't end with death. Some love stories live forever. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment of what you thought of the story, and don't forget to subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it.